Grixis Breach. That's what we're going to watch. We're going to watch Grixis Breach do its thing. These players are just already starting. Just sure. Well,
they didn't know that we were vamping.
Yeah.
Right? They must have not known.
Let's go ahead. You just start without us. There's snow-covered forest and the Amulet of Vigor. Sure. There's Polluted Delta. Snow-covered island. Mox Amber, powerful. Emery.
Oh, my goodness.
Ever heard of it?
It provides Metalcraft for the Emery, and the Emery is a legend for the Amber.
It is. And you can get back Grinding Station. Let's see what this is. Oh, yeah. Here we go. There's Grinding Station. We're gonna have to take a look at that card. Grinding Station, you know what set it's from? I do.
Darksteel?
Try again.
Fifth Dawn?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. Old Grinderooski. Daryl's going to draw a card. It is from Fifth Dawn. 2 mana. Sack an artifact. A target player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library in his or her graveyard. When an artifact comes into play, you may untap Grinding Station. For those of you looking to mill out the opponent.
So what's the infinite combo in here? Is it Amber plus?
Tell me, man. I say that because I don't know.
Well, there's part of this deck list that is.
Oh, it's easy to read. I would guess that it has to do with Underworld Breach, given the name of the deck.
Underworld Breach is a good guess.
Yeah, that's where I would start. This is an Azusa, Lost But Seeking. Simic Growth Chamber helped facilitate that. It's back in Daryl's hand. Field of the Dead and Valakut are untapped. Pass the turn back. There will almost certainly be a Titan next turn, but I think it's entirely possible that Daryl is dead right now. Opponent is tapping mana real fast. That's Underworld Breach.
Hootalally.
All right, so
let's go with the Mox.
So sack the Mox, mill 3. Okay.
So we can just keep playing the Mox, trigger the Grinding Station however many times.
Oh, right.
Show a Thibble Thip. Start beating down with that, maybe.
That's not the plan there, bud.
Just start throwing haymakers.
I think the plan is to mill your whole deck and then recast Thassa's Oracle.
Yeah, it's, you don't even got to mill them out.
Yeah, there's one Thassa's Oracle.
And you float a mana every time you go through this orbit.
Or you don't. I mean, you do, but you don't have to. Well, that was fun. Go ahead, show us that Thassa's Oracle. There you go. That was super easy.
They don't blow stuff up. They don't interact, all that fast.
All right, this might be a bad matchup here for Daryl then.
If this deck's good at all, it should be good here.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, I'm with you. Well, William Thompson won game 1 real fast.
Turn 4 format.
Yeah, bless you. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right. Let's go to Daryl's sideboard. 3 Mystical Dispute, 3 Beast Within, 2 Force of Vigor, 2 Ether Gust, 2 Dismember, an Engineer Explosives, a Field of the Dead, and a Reclamation Sage.
I like bringing in the copies of Dismember here. The Reclamation Sage is fine, and the Beast Within are probably also fine, but they do seem quite slow to me. Force of Vigor seems nice in this matchup.
Yeah, when's Ancient Grudge going to come back? When's the last time we saw an Ancient Grudge get cast?
It's been a while.
Right?
It has been a while.
Right?
People don't know.
That card's busted.
Yeah, it's busted. No respect for it.
And it just doesn't see any play. These people just run over each other with artifacts now.
I think
no punishment.
I think part of the reason for Force of Vigor is you want to be able to get out from under Blood Moon no matter what.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But I agree. We haven't seen Grudge in a minute.
Thompson sideboard. I got 2 Collective Brutality, 2 Galvanic Blast, 2 Ashiok Dream Renda, 2 Tezzeret, Agent of Bolus, 2 Thoughtseize, 5 one-ups into the Snaring Bridge, Dead of Winter, a Braid, Kolagon's Command, and a rather mystical Dispute.
Hit me with those Thoughtseizes and those Ashioks. Ashiok's one of the better cards in the format against Amulet Titan. Thoughtseize, they got a lot of hands that have one payoff card. Thoughtseize can buy you a lot of time.
All right, there are the options there for both players. William Thompson with a very, very, very fast win. He's undefeated so far with this deck, so he's obviously into it quite a bit. So let's turn our attention to the Season 1 schedule here on the SCG Tour. where we kicked things off in Columbus with the Team Modern Open. That was a lot of fun watching Modern in action. Then we went to Knoxville where Erin Barrich, she won her 3rd SCG Tour Championship. Richmond last weekend, Ely Cassis, Corey Baumeister, and Peter Ingram. Peter, they won our Team Constructed Open. Now we're here in Philly. We'll crown 3 champions here this weekend. And then in a couple weeks, one of our favorite stops on the SCG Tour, the convention center city of the country, Indianapolis.
And that will be an individual pioneer. After that, regional championships. All the information is available, including venues, over at go.starcitygames.com/regionals. That will be March 7th, and it is Modern. After that, we'll be in Baltimore for another Pioneer Open. Modern in Syracuse the following weekend. That's March 21st and the 22nd. That will bring us to Atlanta, which is Pioneer Open. And Worcester, Team Constructed. May has Cincinnati, which is Modern. Louisville, Team Pioneer. And Philadelphia back here, which is individual Pioneer Open. That will take us to SCG Con Summer, featuring the Star City Games Invitational. That is June 11th through the 14th at the Berglund Center in Roanoke, Virginia.
Dude, I'm thinking about playing that Pioneer Open in Philly. I don't even know why.
Is it time to take the gloves off?
I haven't played an Open in a while. Actually, you know what I'm actually thinking about playing in? Honestly?
Hit me.
June 11th through the 14th.
Yeah, I don't know if people know about this.
Yeah.
But we are qualified.
We are qualified.
If you're a famous Star City Games person, they just sign you up. I sent an email to Jared Silva. I said, you send me an invite. Email. This must be an error. Not that I really care, but you might be sending out emails in error to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, no, you are qualified.
Okay.
You have qualified.
I haven't played an Invitational in like 7 years.
I'm trying to remember the last one I played in. Oh, I remember it now. I played a Legacy deck with True Name Nemesis.
Oh, you're cool.
And
you must be fun at parties.
I did not make the second day. I am fun at parties.
Wow.
It was not fun at that tournament.
You and True Name couldn't get to the second day?
Yeah, I was locked via Looping Wastelands.
That's tough.
That was the last one I played in.
Yeah? That sounds like a long time ago.
It was a really long time ago. Engineered Plague. It's before Plague Engineer.
Yes.
Ever heard of it?
Yeah. Yeah, I have. That's a former Goblins player, yeah. I've beaten it many times. All right, let's do it. Let's watch game 2. And Mishra's Bauble, now a polluted Delta. Daryl started off with a breeding pool. Got an update here for you. The Joshua Schaffer with Mono Red Aggro is up a game over Bobby Fortanely, who's also playing Mono Red Aggro. So the mirror goes to the player on the right. It's a team of Thompson, Plummer, and Schaffer. They're up, but Russell Lee's trying to fight back. He's up a game over Michael Plummer, Mono Black Aggro, up a game over Demir Inverter. Over to Daryl we'll go. It's Simic Growth Chamber. And no additional play. Slow start for Daryl. Leads me to believe he's almost certainly got Azusa next turn.
Yeah, but will that be fast enough?
Great question. There's Basic Island there from William Thompson.
Game 1, we said Thompson there put together a turn 3 kill with no problem whatsoever.
Easily. Emery. Mill a couple cards. Grinding Station among them. We're heading back over to Daryl Ayers. There's Dryad. See if a land comes.
This is an awfully slow hand here from Daryl. I'm interested to see, does he have Force of Vigor? Because the hand seems awfully weak here if he doesn't have someone to interact on Thompson's turn. We saw Thompson kill very easily on turn 3 last game. And Ayers' hand not that explosive, so you'd like to see some interaction here.
Well, there's a snow-covered mountain. Grind. I think if he finds a Mox, he wins. It's untapped now. That's neat. All right, what are we getting back? Astrolabe, cool. Draw a card. Pass. All right. All right, Daryl. Daryl, I would suggest casting something that's good.
Right now.
Right now would be good. Breeding pool untapped. This. is a Sakura Tribe Scout. Follow-up. Transmute Tolaria West. Probably go get Blue Pact or EE. What's it going to be? All right, Blue Pact. He can transmute that with Gruul Turf because of Dried Elysian Grove. Second land. Simic Growth Chamber. Beatdowns, like it. Never miss that damage. Back over to William Thompson.
Interested if one counterspell would even be good here. Is it good enough?
That's a good question. He's redundant enough, I think, as Thompson, that like if one thing gets countered, you could probably play it again. But I think if you counter Underworld Breach, that buys you the time you're looking for.
Yep. Although it's still, most of your turn paying for the pact.
Mm-hmm.
Still a win for Thompson here if you force the issue and cause Ayers to play Pact of Negation, because then that's another turn off of Primeval Titan being a factor.
Yep. Well, Thompson's got some thinking to do now. Oh, there's the breach. Oh, Pact makes a lot of sense there. I don't think you can let that card resolve.
Yep.
There's an island. Goblin Engineer. I like that card in this deck. Okay.
Yep. Wouldn't surprise me to see an Amber as the get, or a Mistress Bauble, something for Emery to get back.
Yeah, it's basically Demonic Tutor for Mox Amber. That's kind of cool. Thopter Foundry. Okay. All right, get back to Bauble with Emery. And we're going to head back over to Ayers, who's going to use all of his mana to pay for the Pact, of course. That's a Breeding Pool. So he's kept himself alive at least one more turn. Is there anything for Daryl to do? I mean, he could attack with the Dryad, but past that, I don't think there's much.
Well, he only plays the one copy of Force of Negation, so the only thing that he can have in this spot to interact, I guess there are two things. One is Force of Vigor, and one is Sakura Tribe Scout flashing in Bajuka Bog if Thompson gets sloppy.
Yeah, sure. That one's a good call.
Yeah.
The Bajuka
A
Bog.
thing to think about.
Yep. A couple of cards going to be drawn here for Thompson. One for the Bauble, one for the turn. I guess the thing with this deck that it looks like it actually needs Underworld Breach to be able to do its thing. I don't think it can do it without it. Going to get back the Bauble. Target himself, Will Thompson. All that being done via Emery, a card that has now worked itself mostly out of Modern, since the Simic Urza deck is no longer running rampant.
Yeah, it was a key pairing with Mox Opal, who played very well with Oko as well, but now those are not considerations.
Speaking of a Mox, Amber's going to come down, tap for blue mana, and then get grinded away. So 3 cards are headed to the graveyard. Grindstone's untapped. Arkham's Astrolabe. Draw a card. And he drew a red one. Grinding Station trigger will resolve. Looks like you drew another copy, of Goblin Engineer. All right, so let's see what card's going to be placed in the graveyard this time.
I mean, I would guess it's Sword, right?
That would make a lot of sense. Ensnaring Bridge was placed in the graveyard. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Bridge is good against Amulet
Yeah,
Titan.
that's not a bad get.
Yeah. Can't cast it right now, but now might be time for that Bajuka Bog you mentioned.
Well, I don't know if it's there or not. Just
we don't know
as a thing to consider.
Looks like Daryl's going to end step, put in Gruul Turf, and then on his upkeep put in. What is this? Oh, wow. Okay. On his upkeep, he's going to put in a Breeding Pool untapped and then cast Beast Within. Well, now Ensnaring Bridge is going to come back. Okay. And via the Goblin Engineer. Daryl blew up a land there. So now what's the plan? Valakut. Okay, this is going to get ugly.
Yeah, I mean this is just 18 if he has 2 Valakuts, right?
Well, I already got one Valakut on the battlefield. I'm not. I mean, this could be Valakut Vesuva here, but it looks like Simic Growth Chamber and Vesuva.
Sure.
Okay.
You can pick up and redeploy.
That's a way to get around Ensnaring Bridge now, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, there we go. Daryl Ayers is going to tie this one up against William Thompson. Amulet Titan, Grixis Priest. They're going to go to a third and final game. We're going to put this modern match on hold and move down to our standard match now, I believe, as Joshua Schaffer and Bobby Fortanely in the mono-red aggro mirror. This one's for you, partner.
Love it. Head on down.
Maybe some Ember Cleaves here for you.
Maybe, or just everything dies and you have an Ember Cleave in your hand.
That could also happen.
Let's see how it goes.
How do you feel about that mountain?
Love it.
Okay.
Not my preferred Ice Age artwork. There's a different one that I prefer, but that's a nice throwback.
Looks like a snow-covered mountain, but isn't.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's a very common art styling in Ice Age.
Yeah.
There's snow-covered lands, and then there are lands that are covered in snow.
Fervent Champion, shocked. Gone. Right now. Joshua Schaffer going to play another mountain, pass the turn back. Javier Dominguez, you are not dealing a point of damage today.
Bang.
Oh, I'm going to try again, are you? See how this one goes. Yeah, nope. Stamp. Bone Crusher Giants on an adventure. There's a mountain. Pass the turn back. We're going to go back over to Schaffer now. And he'll just cast the Bone Crusher Giant now. There you go. Straightforward stuff. Let's go back over to Fortanely. Fortanely's going to kill the Bone Crusher Giant. We're going back over to Bobby now. Bobby's someone who has enjoyed Amulet Titan strategies in Modern, but he's playing Standard today. This is Annex. Even though it's dead via Lava Coil, we do want to take a look at that card. It's not going to even be leaving behind a Satyr.
Oh, no, Lava Coils, that's the right one.
Yeah?
That's the right one to have there. Exiles.
There's another Annex, not Fervent Champion. There you see Harden in the Forge. Annex's power is equal to your devotion to red. When Annex or another non-token creature you control dies to not Lava Coil, create a 1/1 red Satyr creature token with this creature can't block. If the creature had power 4 or greater, create 2 of those tokens instead. Lava Coil working out beautifully against this very powerful demigod. So I guess it's left to old Javier.
Plus Castle Embereth for double damage.
That's right.
It's like an Ember Cleave.
Sure. Let's call it like an Ember Cleave.
It's like an Ember Cleave.
Back to Fortanely. Oh, yeah. Shock you real good. In response to the Castle Embereth trigger. Play a mountain, pass the turn back. All right. There's a mountain there for Schaffer, pass the turn back. Well, you said that this could happen. Both players flooding out.
Yep.
And they're flooding out badly.
Flooding out, no good card to draw to.
Yeah.
could be here a while.
Yeah. I don't think either player's playing Experimental Frenzy. which just might not be very good. Well, hard cast Embercleave.
There it is.
Showed you. I honestly, yeah, I don't think either.
Oh, dueling.
Yeah, I actually don't think either player has a good card to draw to. Well, Light Up the Stage is okay because it's 2 cards. Bang. There's a castle, mountain for next turn. This is nice. I'm really enjoying this.
Yeah.
Play that mountain. Pass. Oh, yeah. This is what the viewers came for. I think he just drew another Embercleave.
You better believe he did.
Good in multiples. Aha!
Yep.
Old Scorchy.
I mentioned this play earlier in the broadcast.
Yeah?
It is double damage.
It is. It very much is double damage. What do we have now?
Oh, well, that's game. I mean, that is game.
That's probably game
That
over,
is game over.
That is 2 cards in
That's
one
the
card.
card. That's the card in the mirror match. If you don't have some breaker like Experimental Frenzy, this is the best card you can have.
Probably. It strikes me as this and Light Up the Stage are the best things you can do.
And now, Fortanely, he's got to kill his own thing because this fizzles the adventure.
That's right.
And he's not beating the 4-3.
That's right.
Unbeatable here.
Yeah. All right, back to Bobby. Mountain, your turn. Back to Schaffer. Oh, Runaway Steamkin. Well, how about that? Maybe we suit it up. How about it's dead? Scorching Dragonfire. Nice. All right, back to Fortanely. Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's a good one.
Cleave it up. And that's probably game. Take a look here. Runaway Steamkin, cast it. I think you can cast it. Yeah, deal your 6 points of damage first, and now cast the Steamkin. Yeah, that's the kind of swing.
Yo, you can't
that
hold
wins the
cards.
game.
You can't hold cards in your hand in this matchup. God, robber.
That's right. You got to empty it out. If that means you got to play another stinky Embercleave, go ahead and do that.
Yeah, don't be too proud.
That's right.
It's in your deck.
Looks like Shock and Embercleave in hand here for Schaffer. Bang. Annex. Counter on the Steamkin. Going to kill the Steamkin. In response, sure. It's time for some sort of beatdown. Yeah. There you go. I'm going to take a look at Robber of the Rich. I would cast the Embercleave.
Can't be too proud.
Yep.
Cannot be too proud.
Because then you don't have more cards.
Right. We ran up against this last turn.
Mm-hmm. When Robber the Rich attacks, if defending player has more cards in hand than you, exile the top card of your library. Exile the top card of their library. During any turn you attacked with a rogue, you may cast that card. So, looks like attack has already been declared.
Bang!
There you go. Yeah. Just throw it in the garbage. It's fine. They don't get to draw another card. That's totally fine. I mean, you're taking 6, so that part's not good. But
I mean, it's all good. You're dead on board, but it's all good.
Well, that's going to do it for that game. Bobby Fortanely is going to win game number 2 here over Joshua Schaffer. We're going to find out where we are in the match here in just a moment. We will see. That was horrible.
No breaker. Embercleaves that don't do anything.
Yeah.
Creatures that are not as good as removal.
Yeah.
You gotta have Phoenix. You gotta have a Phoenix. Gotta have a Phoenix. That's the one you need. The Phoenix. Comes right on back.
No, I got you.
Problem is the lava coil and the scorching dragonfire. A lot of stuff just dies too.
Mm-hmm.
Experimental frenzy.
That card's good.
Unstoppable.
I am surprised to see a mono red deck here without Experimental Frenzy. Now, I guess you can make the argument that you're just drawing a bunch of horrible cards, but, you know.
Yeah, you can make that case.
You can make that case. All right. Well, we're going to go up to our modern match now, so let's turn our attention that way.
Yeah, before, you know, in the game, we did talk about the significance of Embercleave plus Scorch Bitter, and I'm glad it came up in the match game we watched.
There's a Sakura Tribe Scout. All right. It's like a steam.
Water Grave.
Water Grave, thank you. Looks like Bobby won that match 2-0. It was not 1-1. So apologies for the lack of clarification there. Now here's a grinding station. Hold your Pioneer match with keeping the attention here. We will move to the Pioneer match once this is over. Here's an Amulet. See how good this can be. All right, there's Growth Chamber untapped. Put in a Growth Chamber untapped. Does Daryl have a Titan? That's the question.
Thompson checking out of this turn.
Yep, he's got a Titan. So now it should be Battlements and a Red Source. We'll see what the Red Source will be. Red Source can't be Valakut if Daryl wants it to be.
Oh, Valakut's a nice one to get, too, because then you can get some combo action going on with the Dryad.
That's correct.
Even if this doesn't win the game.
Look at you.
But the big thing is, how can Ayers, if you can't win the game this turn, what you would like to do is draw a piece of protection, either a Passive Negation or a Force of Vigor, because all of this, even if you get a bunch of lands on the battlefield and you deal a bunch of damage, doesn't amount to very much if Thompson untaps and kills you, which is a possibility. So is there a way for Ayers to get something like Teleria West and transmute that into protection?
Unfortunately, I don't think so. A lot of the times in spots like this, they want to get a bounce land. They want to get Growth Chamber and Teleria West, but they want to, if you do that in combat, you're not going to have the mana to do what you want to do. So I think this is going to be tough for Daryl. He's going to get Simic Growth Chamber and Teleria West. Teleria West is going to go to the hand. Growth Chamber is going to be untapped. Note that Daryl's already played his land for the turn. He played Growth Chamber, and then he Tribe Scouted in Growth Chamber. So he's got to hope he's not dead.
He definitely has it all rolled up next turn, but is there a next turn?
There's Emery. Mill 4.
So Mox Amber. I think he might have it.
So there's Underworld Breach.
Breach, Amber, and Grinding. I think this is just rolled up.
Dead,
this is just rolled up.
He had to turn. He needed to mill Mox Amber.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see if Daryl has a way to interact. That's all we can do now. Obviously, if Daryl has packed, the game's over.
Well, there's a question if Force of Vigor would be good enough here.
That's also a very, very,
so I think
very
it
good
would
question.
be because Thompson. No, because he can get the Amber and then cast Grinding Station out of the graveyard.
How does he get the Amber? Oh, with the.
So if you Force of Vigor the 2 Grinding Stations.
Okay.
Okay. So the Breach resolves.
Yep.
You play an Amber.
Breach resolves. You play an Amber.
You now have 2 mana.
You exile 3 cards from your graveyard.
Yep.
Okay.
You now have. You can now play Grinding Station.
Okay.
Out of the graveyard.
Yeah.
You Grinding Station away.
So and then you're generating a mana every time you do that.
So Force of Vigor does not break this up, I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right.
Passive Negation would. So yeah, he had to spike an Amber off the Embry.
Yep. So there's Breach. So now he can blow up the Breach.
Oh yeah, that's the other way to do it. Yep. See, when defending this design, I said sometimes it's an enchantment and you can blow it up on the stack and it
That's
matters.
So mill 3 cards. Yep, and now Mox comes back. Mox is being cast.
Right. And unless he has another breach, I think we're at a dead end.
And we're assuredly at a dead end.
Yeah.
Because Titan's cleaning it up next turn.
Right, oh, it's mega lethal, yeah.
Mox, Thassa's Oracle. That's cute. It's more of how you win the game. Yep, and Darrow's going to very quickly untap. Has no packs to pay for. He'll draw. Remember that he can transmute his Teleria West.
The Summoner's Pact into a Dryad and mega lethal.
He'll get Pact. He'll get Dryad.
Oh, I like that.
All right, I'm fine with that.
You might get to spike them all.
Yeah, I'm fine with trying to get a little lucky with Grinding Station in response to Summoner's Pact. I mean, you gotta try to get lucky. So sure.
See, all we need to hit all 3, and that still might not be good enough.
Okay, the whiff. Yeah, that's going to do it. All right. So Daryl Ayers is going to win this game and match here over William Thompson. That means his team of Heat, Russell Lee and Bobby Fortanely, are going to win this match 2 matches to 0. With that third one, we'll never know between Mono Black